and advocacy for the preborn, their families, and other vulnerable children and adults. If you're just starting your pro-life journey or you have been an advocate of life for many years, Pro-Life Mississippi needs your voice and talents to save lives in Mississippi. Together, we can make a difference in building a stronger pro-life Mississippi. Learn more about us at prolifems.org. That's prolifems.org. Be part of the community that celebrates each and every human life.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
If it feels like the world's gone a little crazy lately, you're not wrong. They say parents should have a voice. But what happens when no one's listening? Forget the noise, the narratives, and the nonsense. It's time to have real conversations, stand up, speak out, and shine a light on what's really happening inside our schools, our systems, and our government, and what it really means for your family. This is the Lindsey Beckham Show, where we believe in truth over talking points, facts over feelings, and the courage to say what others won't. Because when it comes to our kids, silence is not an option. Only in America.
Welcome in to the Lindsey Beckham Show. Happy Tuesday, everyone. We're live here in the WYAB studios. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Of course, you can always call in to the show if you have any thoughts, comments, concerns. 601-879-0002 is that number. You can also text in the Lindsey Beckham Show text line, 601-879-4648. Had a good time last night over in Rankin County with their Republican women. Unfortunately, the Madison County Republican women meet right now during the lunchtime hour. And so since I am here, obviously, from 12 to 1 every day, Monday through Friday, I'm unable to make their meetings, but the Rankin women welcomed me with open arms last night. They had an ice cream social to celebrate America's 250. And they played some patriotic games, and I'm such a sucker for a game. My kids even get tired of me asking them to play games. I love game nights and corny jokes. That you'll get me every time, every single time. But I enjoyed myself, got to socialize with them a little bit and saw some people that I haven't seen in a while. They had two young girls there who won the scholarship award that they give every year. These teenagers write essays, and then I guess there's a group of people who determines the top two. And so these young girls, high school age, were there, and they read their essays, and they wrote about the right to vote and how important that is. And one of the girls started her essay off by talking about always being with her mom and seeing her mom vote and then being able to get the sticker. And she never realized until, of course, you get a little older, what that actually means and how important it truly is to use your voice. And I was thinking to myself, these young girls get it far more than most middle-aged adult Americans who just bypass that right that so many fought for and just don't even use your voice. You don't even get out and vote. And that's even more of an issue when we look at the most local elections. I think studies and statistics show that if you are holding an election with just local candidates, when it's not a year for a statewide election or the presidential election, that only about 3 to 6% of registered voters actually get out and vote. And y'all, that's a crying shame. I don't know how else to put it. That's pathetic. We as Americans should want to exercise that right that so many others don't have. I don't think a lot of people understand just how free we are here in America. If I'm having a bad day, I can put on some of my favorite praise and worship music and sing it at the top of my lungs and not worry about being murdered for my faith. I can pick up a Bible. I can go out and talk to other people about what God has done in my life. You can't do that in a lot of places across this world. I talked yesterday about this new trend or this new fad where people aren't proud to be an American anymore. And it just really blows my mind. It's mind-boggling that there are people who would rather complain for whatever reason. And of course, this is starting earlier and earlier. I don't think schools really teach that it's important to have pride in our country anymore. I was talking yesterday, of course, yesterday the weather was so bad and we got interrupted several times, but the topic of departments of education, statewide departments of education, specifically Mississippi's Department of Education, attempting to remove the Pledge of Allegiance from our social studies standards. I'm just not okay with that. I want my children to know and believe that they were born in the greatest country and that there were many who gave their lives so that we could be a free country, so that we have the rights that we have. But you've got these groups out there, and we saw this recently when musical acts started to pull out after they had already confirmed that they would take part in this big America 250 celebration. This should not be a left or right issue. This should not be a Republican or Democrat issue. This should be about celebrating our country, where we come from. What had to happen to make us the country we are today? Yet, there are organizers across the country who are boycotting America 250 celebrations and even the 4th of July. I can't understand it. I cannot understand it. Of course, when you've got groups like the Southern Poverty Law Center or groups like the William Way LGBT Community Center and Philadelphia Gay News, these are some of the organizations over in Philadelphia, a city full of American history. They are making it known they don't think we should be celebrating America. They say America's complicated. Well, who isn't complicated? What country isn't complicated? They think that Our history is being glossed over by fireworks and flag waving, they say, or that it's being politicized by an administration that has actively worked to advance its version of history. But again, I say, these celebrations, these events are all about doing just that, celebrating our country. And how you can have a problem with that is just absolutely beyond me. If you dislike America that much, why on earth are you living here? Find somewhere else to live. That would be my advice. I'm telling you, it will be a day of celebration when some of these groups are shut down for good. Now, Southern Poverty Law Center could be very well on their way out the door after the 11 indictments that have been handed down. And of course, I will most definitely be keeping you updated on that. I did want to talk to you about this event that is coming up July the 11th. The Walk for Lives. It will take place in Madison, Liberty Park. Tomorrow on the show, let me make sure I get these names right. Colonel Stephen Maxwell from Mississippi Department of Corrections and Brenda Foster, who is a behavioral health RN. But they are helping with this event happening, this Walk for Lives event happening July the 11th in Madison, put together by these moms who have lost their children far too early due to synthetic drugs and fentanyl. This crisis that our country has been fighting and facing, especially with the border being wide open during the last administration. And y'all know I've had several moms on the show to talk about their experiences losing their children to this very deadly drug that you don't even know you're getting. It doesn't discriminate, but this is going to be an event to celebrate those lives, to educate. It's going to be family friendly. Of course, there will be a walk. They're going to have Narcan on site. They're also going to be teaching you how to use it should you ever need it. Saves lives every single day. There are going to be kids, inflatables, and food trucks, live music. It's going to be lots of fun. I urge you to come out, meet these moms, hear their stories. Make sure you yourself are educated on the dangers and how quickly this can happen, and that we're also educating our young people. One pill absolutely can kill. That's not just a catchy catchphrase. It's so very true. These families know that all too well. So I'm excited to help promote this event and to share more information with all of you. Education is key. Also, we're going to get into today this landmark deal agreement that our Attorney General Lynn Fitch was able to make with Roblox. You've probably seen headlines out there talking about the dangers of Roblox, how there are adults who can groom very young children in these chat rooms. You think a child's just playing a game. Well, now everything's interactive, and now you have access to people all over the world. You have no idea who you're talking to, and they're marketed for children. Well, I'm excited that our Attorney General was able to get this done for Mississippi. It's going to help protect our kids online, and we know that is of the utmost importance. I hope that we see many other states follow suit as well, but we're going to get into all of that. We got to take a break, though. Got to pay the bills. Y'all stay with us. 103.9 WIAB, The Lindsey Beckham Show. We'll be right back. Beckham Show. We'll be right back.
All in America.
103.9 WIAB.
When it comes to protecting all the things that matter in your world, generations of folks in central Mississippi have trusted Allstate agent Mark Dwyron. Mark knows the right coverage with the right price, helps you feel secure and protected. For decades, Mark's been a trusted agent protecting you against mayhem that is unpredictable. And he's always just a moment away when you need him. Mark Dwyron. For auto, home, life, and more, you're in good hands with Allstate. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
This is Jack Hoffman. For nearly 31 years, Tico's Steakhouse has been a staple of fine dining in Jackson, Mississippi. Dad has long since desired for me to come work alongside him. And now that I'm here, I would like to invite you to come experience our family tradition of our hospitality, sizzling steaks, and healthy poured beverages. Our dining rooms are open and we are taking reservations. Our private rooms are also available along with takeout. Call today or stop in and experience Tico's in the second generation.
Tico's Steakhouse, East County Line Road in Ridgeland, 601-956-1030.
Hi, this is Allen Allen, nurse practitioner at the MEA Medical Clinic in Flora, Mississippi. Located in the Cotton Exchange Plaza, we are here to provide patient-centered care that is thorough, compassionate, and convenient. Whether you need primary care services or same-day medical care when you aren't feeling your best, we're here to support your health.
MEA Medical Clinics.
The Tri-County Academy Rebel success in the classroom and on the athletic stage begins with the Tri-County Academy Booster Club. Join the team and be a Rebel by getting involved and volunteering as a booster. Your involvement is the generator for fundraisers, facility upgrades, equipment, uniforms, and all other needs. Tri-County Athletics thrives in part because of our TCA boosters. Join today by calling the TCA main office at 601-879-8517 and help the Rebels continue the championship tradition. It's all systems go this month at Mazda of Jackson. With rates as low as 0% with approved credit, come test drive the all-new, fully redesigned 2026 Mazda CX-5. More room for you and your cargo makes the third-generation CX-5 the best yet. Mazda's best-selling SUV also comes with 1-year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. And Mazda of Jackson still specializes in certified pre-owned vehicles with hassle-free trade-in options available. Shop online at MazdaJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
Sun coming up.
Welcome back into the WYAB studios. This is the Lindsey Beckham Show. I'm, of course, Lindsey Beckham, and we are live here in the heart of Flora, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Would love to hear from you today. You can call into the show 601-879-0002 or text our Lindsey Beckham Show text line. That number 601-879-4648. This segment brought to you by our Allstate agent, Mark Dwyron. He has been around the area for over 4 decades, so you know he knows what he is doing, and he can help you with all your needs when it comes to auto, home, life insurance, and more. You're always going to be in good hands with Allstate and with Mark. He's located just off of Highway 51 in Madison. You can reach him at 601-856-2777. He can find you the right coverage, the right price, make sure that you feel safe and protected, because life is quite unpredictable. And I know I preach about life insurance a lot, but you don't want to leave your children or your family or your spouse unexpectedly and they not be able to have what they need to provide. And this is a very easy way to feel safe and secure and know that if something should happen, because none of us are promised our next breath, our next minute, that your family will be taken care of. And I've shared my personal story numerous times on the show. I won't go into it today. We are going to have Mark on sometime soon, and we'll get into all of that. But it's just so important that it's something that you have handled and that you're prepared for. Have all those documents in a safe place and know that you can sleep at night, that your family will be provided for should something happen to you. So big news yesterday broke in the Roblox world. Our Attorney General Lynn Fitch has come to an agreement with the Roblox, the makers of the Roblox game. And I think this is going to be a great thing for our state. I said before the break, I hope other states follow suit. I'm definitely going to share this with my Moms for Liberty friends across the country. Maybe they will be able to get this done in other states as well. But this settlement that they were able to agree upon will secure transformational changes for children and teens, including the following: blocking adult interaction with teens and children, of course, that's much needed, age verification and parental consents. I know y'all love that age verification bill that I worked on several sessions ago. I've gotten lots of text about that when people couldn't access some of their favorite websites anymore without uploading their ID. I had some of my male friends who were not so happy with me, but it's necessary. It's absolutely necessary to protect our children. They also agreed to no nighttime notifications and access to only age-appropriate content. Lynn Fitch said, big tech put their profits ahead of our children's physical safety and mental well-being. That's unacceptable, and we will continue to hold them accountable. Our children's future depends on our willingness to seek transformational change in this digital age, and we will accept nothing less. With this settlement, Mississippi is raising the bar on what we expect from these companies, and we will continue to press to bring other big tech companies to heel. Now, as part of this agreement, parents will also have expanded control over their children's use of the platform. This will allow parents to restrict who their kids can talk to, how long they are online, and the games they access, as well as the transfer of in-game currency, Robux. I don't know about y'all, but my kids are screaming about Robux all the time. I have no idea how to use Roblox, but my kids certainly do. And default settings will not permit personalized advertising or push notifications without parental consent. Lynn Fitch also secured heightened standards to detect grooming behavior, predatory conduct, and suspicious communication patterns involving minor users. Furthermore, under the agreement, unlike other big tech companies that utilize or are moving to utilize end-to-end encryption, Roblox will also commit to continue to not allow communication involving minors to be encrypted. Unencrypted communication allows law enforcement to be able to more easily combat child exploitation networks, trafficking, and the distribution of illegal and harmful content. Roblox will also hire an in-state law enforcement liaison to ensure the Attorney General's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force and other law enforcement have real-time or near real-time access. And, the encrypted thing is so important as well. You want to keep your conversations with people secure, but when it's our children who are using apps and playing games like Roblox and the communication is encrypted, that keeps parents from being able to access and to see what their children are saying, the conversations that they're having, who they're talking to. So that's a big part of this as well. Now, this settlement also includes $9 million to help fund new digital literacy education, as well as fully funded parental empowerment and education programs. In addition, the settlement provides for liquidated damages of $5 million to ensure Roblox compliance with the terms of the agreement. It's so easy. It's so easy to hand a child a tablet or screen. I mean, single moms out there, you feel me. You need to get something done. You need to cook dinner. You need to take a phone call. And it's mighty convenient to have that little babysitter that will occupy your child for a few moments. But we have come in this country to rely on that far, far too much, especially with the access that you have now. When you have one of these devices, you have access to the entire world. And because we didn't grow up in a time where all of that was right there at our fingertips, I don't think we understand how easily accessible it truly is for our children. When we think they're playing a child's game, that should be safe, right? I'm standing right here. I can see them. But what I have found is that you might be in the same room. You might be sitting there next to them, and they can be chatting or having a conversation with a total stranger who may be telling them they're a kid when it's a full-grown adult man who is a predator. Grooming children, hunting children. We're seeing it happen all across the country. It's very real, not rare. And they have the technology now to design these games and apps to where they're so highly addictive. And then you bring AI into it in these algorithms. And before you know it, your child's hooked. It's like an addiction. I think that's a huge part of the problem of why we don't get outside and talk to our neighbors anymore. Why boys in high school don't go up to girls and ask them out anymore. Everything is done through a screen. We don't know how to talk to each other anymore. Our children don't know how to use correct punctuation and grammar or how to write sentences anymore because they've been taken over by these screens and by these games and by these apps. That's the way of the world. And it's damaging our children. It's damaging their brains. Mentally, emotionally, physically, because they're not nearly as active when you sit and look at a screen all day. So I commend our Attorney General on being able to get this done. This is a huge, huge win for Mississippi. This is a huge win for parents, for parental rights. A huge win when it comes to how to protect our kids and keep them safe online. And that gets harder to do by the day. If you're a parent, I'm sure you feel me. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. And it just keeps growing and expanding. So we've got to have a little pushback in order to protect our children. We got to take a break. Y'all stay with us. There's lots more to get to today here on the Lindsey Beckham Show. 103.9 WIB. We'll be right back. And WIB. We'll be right back.
103.9 WYAB.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
When it comes to protecting all the things that matter in your world, generations of folks in central Mississippi have trusted Allstate agent Mark Dwyron. Mark knows the right coverage with the right price, helps you feel secure and protected. For decades, Mark's been a trusted agent protecting you against mayhem that is unpredictable. And he's always just a moment away when you need him. Mark Dwyron. For auto, home, life, and more, you're in good hands with Allstate. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. Another $80 billion for the war? Very cheap, in the words of President Trump, declaring Iran will never be able to use a nuclear weapon. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is lobbying lawmakers to okay that extra war spending.
The Pentagon is asking Congress for $80 billion to cover the cost of the war with Iran and other budget shortfalls. Lawmakers have been pressing the Trump administration to provide a more comprehensive price tag for this conflict. The last update from the administration had the cost of the war at $29 billion.
ABC's Mary Bruce at the White House. Iran's foreign ministry is dismissing Trump's claim on social media this morning that Iran has fully agreed to allowing in nuclear inspections. The Supreme Court ruling today that if you lose your house in a tax sale, you are not owed fair market value by the government. And it ruled that border agents may remove green card holders who may have committed a crime involving moral turpitude. This is ABC News.
You can show your pride and patriotism in honor of the 250th birthday of this great nation by proudly flying a flag. And a complete flag source on I-55 in Jackson is the place to find it. All sizes for all purposes. And they have the official 250-year celebration flag. Have a look at CompleteFlags.com. That's CompleteFlags.com.
Remember when Saturday meant tackling 3 projects before lunch? Now you need a nap after buying the lumber. It doesn't happen all at once. Energy slips away a little at a time. Focus does too. The team at Live Better Men's Health and Wellness helps men get answers to low testosterone, fatigue, weight gain, and more. Because getting older is mandatory. Feeling old is optional. Learn more at livebettermen.com. That's livebettermen.com.
Hi, this is Rita Jensen with Remax Connection. I've been selling real estate now for well over 30 years, and I typically use Chadwick Home Inspectors. And Chad has done many, many home inspections for me.
They are pretty much from roof to foundation. Most people are surprised at just how thorough these home inspections can be. Been working with Rita almost a decade now. Very rarely does she let a deal fall apart. She can usually find a way to negotiate where both parties are satisfied.
RitaJensen.net.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
From Jacksontown to the radio, this is the Lindsey Beckham Show.
Welcome back in to the Lindsey Beckham Show. This segment is going to be brought to you by Pure Air Consultants. Now, if you have lived in Mississippi very long, you know what it is like to live through a Mississippi summer, and your biggest fear is probably your air conditioner not working. But if you do find yourself in that predicament, then you need to call Pure Air Consultants. For over 40 years, Pure Air Consultants has been delivering cooling systems to central Mississippi. They want to remind you that consistent, expert maintenance on your system improves your indoor air quality significantly. It will also help your system operations improve their efficiency by 20 to 40%, have an increased useful life, and have fewer failures. Be sure to check out the residential HVAC maintenance plan that Pure Air Consultants proudly offers. And if you have any questions or want more information, you can contact them today at mypureairconsultants.com or call them at 601-939-7420. I'm telling you, y'all get that maintenance done on your air conditioning systems, because you are going to be mighty hot around here in Mississippi if your air conditioner is not working effectively. And I'm always much more irritable when I'm hot. I don't like to be hot. I know a lot of people love the summer, but it gets quite miserable here in Mississippi during these hot summer months. We've been talking about protecting children online, age of verification, this great deal that our Attorney General Lynn Fitch was able to make with the makers of Roblox that will require age of verification, not allow messages to be encrypted, not allow adults to talk with children, have law enforcement be able to access this information when a child is being groomed by someone on the Roblox app or game. And another thing that we didn't touch on, but I think is also equally as important, is the bullying aspect. Our children deal with that on a daily basis, especially online. Again, this is not something that I had to deal with growing up. We didn't have keyboard warriors who could sit behind a screen and have the nerve to say anything about you. A lot of times when it's a complete and total stranger. In fact, reading some of the comments in the live stream, this is something that I see on a daily basis, pretty much these days. Ryan H. says, Trump takes food out of the mouths of millions of children, and Lindsey says, protect the kids. What a hypocrite. Now, I'm a grown woman, and I know you have to have thick skin to get behind this microphone. I'm not behind a computer screen typing out ugly comments to you, Mr. Ryan H. 2691. I put my face on it. I say what I mean what I say, and I'm not afraid to do it. But I do know that it comes at a cost. Sometimes you're even put on a hate map. Sometimes there are death threats. But Clay and I were talking the other day, and I think that he actually did this the next morning on his show. And since I saw this comment, I thought it might be fun to read some of these to y'all. This one, you have 2 brain cells fighting for third place, don't you? Somebody says, is this woman a bobblehead? Obsessed with other people's genitals. No, I don't think so. I just want you to stop teaching kids that they can change their genitals. You are a liar. That's child abuse. What you are lying about. You are ignorant and uneducated. You aren't smart enough to debate vaccines. Oh, really? You're a terrible person for spreading disinformation. Take a statistics class or 2. You are disturbing. Finally wearing a shirt where her boobs aren't hanging out. Okay. She lets broke black guys pee on her. I mean, it is wild that there are people who feel that it's okay to come onto a live stream, somebody speaking that they don't know, they've never met, and have the audacity to say these kinds of things. How can this woman be a conservative if she dresses the way she does in race mixes? Typical grifter. Another right-wing dimwit. Y'all are terrorists. You have become an animal. Congrats. I mean, it goes on and on and on. I saved these because I think they're funny. I truly do. I think it's hilarious that there are people out there who spend their days doing that. And then I think if these people would take the time and the energy that they are putting into making hateful comments to someone online they've never met, they could do some really great things in this world. Could really make a difference if you took all that time and energy and effort. I got one the other day. I don't know why this guy thinks I live in Brandon, but for some reason he does. He told me there's no wonder my husband is dead. He's probably glad he's dead and doesn't have to live with me anymore. I mean, just the nerve and the audacity. But that's my point. That's my point, is that there are people who think it's okay to say things like that. And then our children are living in this world, in this age of the internet, where there are keyboard warriors around every corner who are bullies. And then these overseas terrorists is what I would call them, who are basically blackmailing children, attempting to ruin their entire lives, telling them, if you don't send me $1,000, I'm going to make sure that everyone sees this sexual pic that you sent me because I pretended to be someone I'm not. Sexual exploitation and blackmail. That is happening. It's happening right here in the state of Mississippi. Walker Montgomery, Starkville, Mississippi, killed himself, took his own life over $1,000 because these people got to him online and convinced him they were going to destroy his life. And that's why we need these protections, like this agreement that we have been able to come into as a state with Roblox and its creators. That's why we need protections like that for our children across the country. That's why we need age of verification. It's not to limit your individual liberty. It's to protect our most vulnerable, our most innocent. A voice for the voiceless. Speak out on behalf of them. So I am very excited that we were able to get this done. Very proud of it. And my hope and prayers are that this will save children's lives, eliminate some of this grooming and predatory behavior that we've seen happening in these chat rooms in some of these games. So sorry, Ryan H, whatever those numbers were up there in your comment. Sorry, this isn't what you wanted to hear me talk about, but I think it's important. And guess what? This is called the Lindsey Beckham Show. So I get to decide what we talk about. We got to take our last break. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here. 103.9 WIAB, the Lindsey Beckham Show. We'll be right back here. 103.9 WIAB, the Lindsey Beckham Show.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
Hello, friends and neighbors. This is David Frederick. I'm here to tell you about the latest development here at Frederick Sales and Service in Brandon. In an effort to always bring you the very best brands, I am proud to announce that Frederick Sales and Service is Central Mississippi's newest dealer for Skag zero-turn mowers and products. We have deals on one of the industry's best brands of zero-turn mowers, Skag. You can buy now and pay later because 0% financing is also available at Frederick's. Come see our inventory. We're here serving you for over 3 decades in Brandon since 1993.
Have you been injured through no fault of your own? Do you know your rights? Don Evans does. Do you really believe that the insurance company would disclose all information to you? Don Evans will make sure that you are fully informed. It costs nothing to discuss your case. From car wrecks to malpractice, Don Evans will make you and your family whole again. Don Evans won't ever charge unless he collects for you. Call Don for a free, no-obligation consultation at 601-969-2006.
Need to ship something fast, print something now, or wrap the perfect gift? Head to the Mailroom Gluckstadt, your one-stop shop for all major shipping carriers. We pack and ship with care, offer private mailbox rentals, copy services, create and print banners, print your photos, lamination, binding, and secure document shredding. We always have a notary available, and we do gift wrapping too. Head to the Mailroom Gluckstadt across from Callaway's or online at mailroomgluckstadt.com. Stop in today and get it all done in one place.
Every night, thousands of Mississippians gather around the radio to follow the hottest team in baseball, the Atlanta Braves. And the voice leading the way? Madison's own Ben Ingram. Local Roots, a winning team. If your business wants to connect with loyal, engaged listeners all season long, there's still time to become a Braves broadcast sponsor on WYAB. To learn more, email info@wyab.com. It costs a lot less than you think. That's info@wyab.com.
This is Demario Davis from the New Orleans Saints. As a Brandon, Mississippi native, I've seen the positive effects Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge has across the state. Help us restore broken families and fight against addiction by donating an unneeded vehicle, even if it doesn't run. Mercy House will pick it up for you. All paperwork is handled and you receive a tax deduction. Call 601-572-7296 or visit vehicledonationsms.com.
Thank you for helping us get our daddies back.
From Mississippi, where faith, family, and freedom still matter. This is the Lindsey Beckham Show.
Welcome back in to the last minute or so of the Lindsey Beckham Show today. Again, tomorrow on the show, we will have Colonel Stephen Maxwell from the Mississippi Department of Corrections. Also, Brenda Foster, who is a behavioral health RN. We are going to be discussing this Walk for Lives coming up July the 11th in Madison at Liberty Park. I took my kids to the park the other day, and my 9-year-old son said, "Hey, Mama, do you bring us to this park because the name of it is Liberty Park?" I said, "No, son, it's the closest one to our house, but I'm glad you know how much your mama loves Liberty." And of course, I certainly do. I just got a text from a friend who was wanting to know about advertising with the Lindsey Beckham Show. I would love to get you more information about that. If you are looking to spread the word about your business, reach out. Lindsey at wyab.com. That's Lindsey with an E at wyab.com, or either info at wyab.com. I would be glad to get you more information on that. Would love to partner with you and tell people all about your business. We really do have the best, most loyal listeners. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place.